So welcome back to everyone. Thank you all for, one, giving your presentations, to our scholars, and of course to our judges for sharing their expertise and their experience and giving some great feedback. We've actually had our dean join us, so I think he popped in and out of some of the sessions. We'll be turning it over to our dean in just a moment, to Nicholas Fletcher, and then to our dean for the actual graduation. But before, and we have just a few minutes, if I could just kind of like have this like just a little open and be candid. Of course, I always love to hear positive things, but maybe like three bits of feedback from some of our judges. Anyone want to share just maybe an overall impression of what you thought about the presentations? Anyone?
Yeah, I'll go. I don't mind going. Right.
Thank you, Jim from M&T.
So no, the ladies that we had they were on it. They were prepared. They were timely. We finished early. Got to chop it up a little bit afterwards. I appreciate spending the time with them.
Excellent.
Yeah, I would echo that. I think everybody was extremely prepared, was able to speak about their business in a way that a lot of small business owners are not able to. After we were done, we had a few minutes engaged in a conversation. This was energizing for me, so I'm really happy to have been able to hear this. And plus, I found some businesses that I'm going to patronize, so that's emotionally good too.
Well, this is trending in the right direction. Let's hear some more. Any other?
Well, this is Jan. So ditto Nick on that one. We needed a little bit more time because they were just incredible businesses that we heard present this evening. And yes, I will be purchasing from these businesses because the sales pitch was just so great to me. Every single one of those businesses, I can tell you that within the next 6 to 12 months, I will be reaching out to them.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, I agree totally. We ran out of time, but that's because, I like to talk. So for that, but I would just ask if you could summarize maybe a list of the businesses, and we have an opportunity to click through and see which businesses we might be able to patronize that were outside of our particular groups. That would be great.
Can do that. Hey, Bonnie, what did you think?
Well, we had a couple of very fascinating businesses. Our second one started off with saying his business was about transforming the bathroom experience. So he spent the whole first slide waiting to find out how he was going to transform the bathroom experience. We were very excited to find out how that was going to happen. But no, it was very good. One thing I also would like to have seen was sort of the opportunity for maybe pictures in the slide presentations. Especially if there's a product, an actual physical product, sometimes it helps to see it. And I don't know if that was, an opportunity or not, but that's one thing that I would like to see. It was really fascinating, and I agree with what everybody else said. They were very prepared. They knew what they were talking about. As we were saying towards the end, just the fact that they put themselves through a program like this is already an indication that they are businesses who, want to grow, want to learn to grow, want to take advice from other people, and already speaks to, in my opinion, they're on the road to success already. People that already think they know everything generally don't go any further than they are at that moment.
And I would add to that, Will, that, as a resource partner, you just never know. So that list will be extremely important because as I'm in conversations with clients on a daily basis and they're expressing a need, it'll be great to have that list to say, here's a Baltimore Means Business Cohort 1 or Cohort 2 graduate. And, hey, give back to a small business here. And it's not that you're giving back to a totally new startup, but they have some experience, you know, in the business space. And so it's a great way to kind of reach back and give back to your community of small business owners. So I would love to have that list. You know, I'm a referrer all day long. So if you can please have that, I would really appreciate it, because I really want to support these business owners. They're doing a great job.
I want to echo that as well. I think the prep time, the preparation that these business owners gave to the businesses that they have at the stage that they're at was exceptional, and the enthusiasm was out of this world. So my kudos and hats off to Morgan and Goldman Sachs Small Businesses, or whoever's back. They really were very, very interested in what they're doing. And you could tell that there was a lot of time spent with them to get them to where they are. So that's my comment.
Yeah,
I would echo. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Clarence.
No, you go, Pat.
Okay. I would echo what everyone has said. The group we had, they were well prepared. As a business advisor with Goldman Sachs, you know, they're hanging right in there with some of the folks we have in our cohorts. So I think they'll be a great fit when time comes. And I appreciate learning about their businesses.
Yeah, again, hats off to the program. Everyone was extremely prepared, really enjoyed learning about the businesses. We did, Bonnie, we did see some pictures.
Oh, did you? Good.
Really
Oh,
cool,
okay.
yeah. But I think the big thing is, in talking to each one of the business owners, they were able to pinpoint the one or two things that they needed to do differently to grow their business. And so sometimes that can be a hard thing for a business owner to drill down to one or two things. And one of the things we talked about really was prioritizing, because you tend to want to do a lot of things at one time, but being able to prioritize what's going to have the greatest impact. But again, kudos to the program. Saw lots of great presentations today.
Yeah, I like seeing their next steps. You know, they had next steps, and not a lot of people have thought past that or up to that, actually.
Sure.
This is Lou Smith from the Washington Area Community Investment Fund. I'd like to say we had a group of wonderful entrepreneurs. They were able to properly articulate their companies, their visions, and where they would like to go. It seems as though everyone has been seriously impacted by COVID-19. And of course, you know, with that being said, the only thing I really wanted to suggest and draw attention to was a need for diversification in their revenue models, and thus their marketing efforts, because of course we have to have a resilience plan in place. COVID-19, you know, theoretically could happen again. And so we want to make sure that we're prepared for that going forward in the future. And then also, like we tried to request that they pull up their website during the screen share, because I think taking a look at their online presence is really important. And of course, you know, being able to talk about their technology and what they're using in the backdrop to manage their customer flow and their customer experiences.
Good idea.
Great feedback. Well, that was great. That makes me feel great. But also, I'm so proud. No, really, seriously, you know, this group, I'm so proud of them. They have just, their mindsets have changed. The way they think about their businesses have changed. So it means a lot. One, that you guys as judges have come and shared your time, but also that, you know, that it sounds like things went well. Okay, so that's great. Of course, we definitely want you to give us more, you know, more feedback on those forms, because that will help us to make next cohort, because our next cohort starts in January. So that'll help us to make it better. It goes right into it. Okay, and then also, of course, we pass this feedback on so that when the business owner gets it, that goes right into their business so they can make more money, add more jobs, have a bigger impact on the local economy and in their community. So this is very valuable. So we actually have just maybe 5 more minutes. If I could take this time to get a few you know, perspectives from some of the scholars. So if anyone wants to share anything, you know, as far as you know, how they feel right now, how they felt about the program, you know, please, you know, this is the time. Please share. Dr. Thurston, Dr. Thurston has something to say at this point. Dr. Thurston or Aria, you have anything you want to add? And some of my, you know, Monet, anyone?
I call on me, Will.
Donetta, you want to go first?
Okay, this was an incredible program.
Yeah,
My hats off to you. Every single person in the cohorts that I've spoken with we have the same response. We just felt like you prepared it especially for us individually. Even though we all walked away with something, you just gave us that individual attention. I think we will all be better. We're going to move forward with the information that you provided us. And we're going to come back in a few months and tell you where we are. And you'll be able to go and celebrate with us. I don't know whether we'll be able to go out. We might have to do it virtually. We really do thank you. This was an incredible, even though I fussed about the first homework you gave us before the class started. That cash flow statement was a game changer. Thank you.
You're welcome, Dr. Thirst. Aria, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I do want to say, well, you know, I'm going to talk about you, but there is like one person that I really want to give kudos to. Start off, Tatiana.
Yeah,
thank
me
you
too.
so
Yeah,
much.
Yeah, she's good. She's very helpful, yeah.
I mean, the reason I'm even in this program is because of her. So, and I emailed her about that, and we met at Hopkins when I was working there last year. And so she never forgot me for the, and I signed up for Goldman Sachs, and she never forgot me. And then I got this email in the middle of COVID. So Tatiana, I mean, what can I say? I mean, you know, thank you so much for everything. I mean, you are an ultimate coordinator. Now to Will. Will,
don't give me a hard time. Not on record. Don't beat me up on while we're recording.
No, Will, I don't know if there is a word for you except for Black excellence. Because, Will, let me tell you, you hung in there with me, and you know that I had set up reoccurring calls, and you walked me through so many different phases because, you know, I had been looking for help for quite a long time, but you really pulled out the best in me. And I really want to thank you for that. This program is outstanding. That's the best word I can use for this program, because I had been looking for years, and I had that discussion with you, Will, and I had gone all the way to Bowie State to the Women Business Center and was seeking help. And this program, for everything that I didn't get for all those years since 2013, this program in 6 weeks, Will, 7 weeks, made up for all of that. So I really appreciate you. You are a gem to all of us. And I'm telling you, every phone call, everything that you've ever discussed with me was taken to heart. And thank you for hanging in there with us.
Well, I'm glad you all are smiling now, because y'all were mad at me going over these cash flow projections every week. The faces were a lot different, but that means a lot. Thank you, Aria. That means a whole lot.
You're welcome.
I just wanted to piggyback off of what Aria and Janetta said. The class was phenomenal, but on top of that, it challenged me to put together things that I hadn't established for my business yet, like the profit and loss sheet, the business plan to apply to the program. There were a couple of things that I had to do that I didn't have those things in place, and it challenged me to do that, looking up data about, you know, my target customers and their demographics, and this is stuff I probably wouldn't have did on my own. So I appreciate being challenged to do more work to, you know, learn about my industry and move forward with my business.
Thank you, Ms. Noel.
You're welcome.
Can I share, Will?
Please. We can do a couple more. I love hearing great stuff, but we do a couple more, and then we're gonna turn it over to Morgan State University Earl Grave School of Business to actually let you all graduate. So Carl and Sia, please go ahead.
Okay, I just again want to thank you all of you, the people who came on to listen to the presentations, Goldman Sachs, the Morgan State University, Tatiana, the whole Morgan team, Will, for the dedication, because as what Aria was just saying, there are skill gaps. You know, I was sharing with Will just here recently how when you're in business, it's not always because you started out that way. It's not always because you wanted to go to business school, or, you know, sometimes you kind of fall into it. You have gifts and talents that you see other people can use, and you just kind of go by happenstance. But for me, this program really filled in a lot of the gaps. There were gaps in my understanding, there were gaps in my training. And so I was able to see a through line and a theme to what things connect and why. So I really appreciate that. I also appreciate all of those in my cohort with me, how much I learned from all of you. I am so appreciative, just the different business models and how you all do what you do in such a way that is professional and excellent. And it just helps me to kind of feel like I need to come up a bit. So I love that. And I love that about this program, all of it being put together. It's just a really, really wonderful experience. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Carncia.
And I would like to just say that I've enjoyed the reflection or the praxis of having an opportunity to review every aspect of the business. I think you get so busy and caught up that even when you know that you have some issues, you just are about making money. And so this forced me to give myself time to reflect. And I think based on this particular project here, I'm going to give myself 2 months a year to reflect on the business, like an embedded retreat, and talk to my constituency. I mean, I had a conversation with Will, and he said, well, go ask people what you think. And I'm like, who has time for that, really? And so it really sort of made me step outside of being the owner of the business, but becoming a customer of my own business. And I think that was extremely helpful.
Thanks, Doc. I appreciate that. We can do a couple more. Monet. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to hear this. First of all, how long was your presentation tonight? That's what I really want to know.
I was on time, thank you, and I cut out the slides. So
you had 2 minutes to spare.
See?
Okay, good, very good.
See?
All right, very good. Please continue.
So I want to say that I agree with everything everyone has already shared, and I want to take the time to really thank you and all of the people that you pulled together to bring as guests on, whether judges or panel guests throughout this whole process. These connections that we've been able to make with people outside of this program is just completely priceless. You know, I've been able to talk to people offline, being able to talk with you personally, and these conversations, I mean, I just, like, I feel like I need to be paying you all for these conversations, because the things that are gonna come of this is gonna help my business just catapult. So I just can't thank you and all the people that you've brought together enough, because it's just such an amazing resource now, seriously.
Well, thank you, Monet. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Question, based on what Monet said, are you going to be following up with these folks to see, sort of track their growth after they've had a year outside your course? Just curious.
Well, you know, that's a very interesting thing. Well, actually, I'm going to let Nick talk about that.
Okay.
In fact, that's a great segue. I'm going to turn over. So once, thank you all so much for coming to class, for being judges. Let's give a round of applause to everyone. Everyone, thank you so much. It's a group effort. I'm going to officially turn it over to Mr. Nicholas Fletcher and Dean Bogosian at Morgan State University Earl Grave School of Business. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Will. Thank you all as judges. Thanks, Tatiana, as I alluded to earlier. And if anyone didn't hear it, I can't echo it enough. You guys are the program. You guys have kept everything running, kept me in line, and we wouldn't be as successful this evening if it wasn't for you all. So kudos there. Excellent point, question, and segue, Bonnie. And the answer to that is yes. We will follow a model very similar to 10K, where we'll be reaching out to each cohort in a 3-month, 6-month, 12-month increment to understand where they are. Have they achieved those growth goals? What additional resources can we provide for them? Who has received funding? Who still needs funding? Where are they in certain capital processes? So a theme that I have for this evening is, it does not stop here. Actually, this is just the beginning. And I say that to those of you all who are judges. You all will be hearing from me, from Will, from Tatiana about ways to engage, whether that is connecting you with potential clients, getting access to them, supporting their businesses as patrons. I think all these things are great. And follow the quote, it takes a village, and we definitely will be working. Keep your eyes and ears out for alumni activities, connections. Yes, they may be virtual in the next couple of months, but just like you all made it through, the last 6 weeks, you all made it through this evening's presentations, represented yourselves, your families, and the program well. We will make it through this thing called COVID. 19, and actually this evening we're all honored to have Dr. Fikru Bogosian, who is the dean of the Earl Graves School of Business at Morgan State University, and he'll be here to officially, I should say, confer each of you all as Baltimore Means Business business owners and graduates. Dean B, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nick, and good evening, everybody. Good evening. And thank you for being here. And Nick had asked me to put on my cap and gown for this graduation ceremony, but it so happens that the cap and gown is on campus and I couldn't go there to get it. So I'm here in person. Instead, I said I'd wear a tie, which I did, in your honor. I'm really honored to be here with you this evening to confer you as Baltimore Means Business graduates. We at the Graves School of Business pride ourselves on having an innovative approach to entrepreneurship, which we have made sure was included in your BMB curriculum. We have also leveraged our understanding of TA programs through our partnership with the Goldman Sachs 10K program, as we made sure we designed this program to fit your needs as small business owners. These are challenging times, as we all know, and you are to be applauded for your dedication and determination during these times. I know you've had a long day, a long evening. I'm not going to take too long. I just want to say in the end that as Dean, I now pronounce you as BMB graduates. We look forward to hearing of your successes. Let us know what we can do as resources to assist you in your progression moving forward. I know each of you is now a member of the Graves family. So we want this to be a pipeline. We're trying to build a pipeline, as was stated a few minutes ago, to build wealth, improve employment, and also satisfaction, personal satisfaction. I just want to say thank you to all the partners we had here, starting with Joe Wells, Will, Nick, Tatiana, and all the faculty on our team. And those of you who have participated in this program, it wasn't everybody who applied who was admitted into this program. It's not everybody who, just like the 10K program, it's not everybody who applies will be admitted. So there is a screening process. So you need to see yourselves as the cream of the crop. And we're here to assist, and you are a part of our family. Congratulations and have a good evening.
And I thank you so much, Dean B. A quick question. Tatiana, have we gotten everybody's certificates out to them?
Yes.
Excellent.
Good.
So everyone has theirs. It's official. It's in your inbox. You guys are Dean B said it, so it shall be. You're conferred.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. We will all be in touch. We'll be certain to get that information out to all of our judges as far as all the cohort one's information. Again, hopefully you all will turn into patrons, supporters, and again, more to come in the future. Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.